Hi friends, this is Suzy, your Candy Crush guru. It is January 4th, 2020. I'm here to give an update on our inability to exit and enter a board without losing a life and without losing boosters. And unfortunately, there's not any positive news I can relate, and there are a few disappointing developments. So, some folks lost this ability back in August of 2018. And then in December of 2019, the rest of us lost this as a feature. We were told it was a feature that we could look at a level, and if we didn't like the setup or the booster placement, we could exit the level as long as we did so without taking a turn, and then we could re-enter and do that as many times as we wanted. And many of us enjoyed that immensely. Back in early December of 2019, the community manager announced that there was going to be a fix to Candy Crush Saga. Panawea said, this behavior was not intended since the very beginning, and soon the issue is going to be fixed. That means that once it's fixed, if we access a level to check it out, we don't do anything, we decide to exit the level to go back to the map, we will be losing a life. So his idea of a fix was a huge inconvenience and impediment to those of us who play. And there was outrage expressed. And Panawea came back kind of on a regular basis and talked to us about this situation. He assured us that the studio had very good reasons for wanting to make this fix. And he assured us that he would be getting back to us soon with an official announcement from the studio. He promised that well before Christmas break. Christmas, New Year's, those have come and gone. And a few developments have occurred, but nothing positive. First of all, this used to be the hot topic. And of course it is, because it is the most popularly addressed bit of anything on this King community. It by far has the most responses. If we look, it's got 88 pages of responses from people who primarily are really upset that this has occurred. So we have 88 pages, but it's no longer considered one of the top hot topics. Oh well, somebody manually changed that, by the way. It had to have happened that way. There have been superstars who have said, oh, well, things just lose popularity. No, this has not lost popularity. It was not removed by any kind of computer system that said, oh, people aren't really interested in this anymore. No, it had to have been manually done. So at some point in time, someone, I'm thinking probably the community manager, but I'm not sure, removed this as a hot topic. It's around that time that the community manager seems to have abandoned the thread. And you might think, well, you know, the holidays, and a lot of us were trying to give the benefit of the doubt, and maybe after the holidays we would get some information. However, the community manager, if we go back to this first page, if we click on his name, this is something you can do in King Community, you can find discussions and comments that he has left. And if we look at the comments, we see that he has made 316 comments in his tenure as the community manager. And as recently as January 3rd, so as recently as yesterday, and as early as January 2nd in January, before that he was off for, the holidays. So he has been making comments on other threads, and he has not made any comment on our inability to enter. So that's extremely frustrating for so many of us who have been waiting for the promised information from the studio. And I'll reiterate something else I said. It seemed very suspicious that we were told an announcement would be coming soon for giving us the reasons why the studio had to take this action. And then we were delayed in when that announcement was going to be made. Well, we're should be by the end of the day. No, not the end of the day. Maybe tomorrow. Well, no, not tomorrow. Maybe, hopefully by next week. No, a week came and went, nothing. So it's been delayed and delayed and delayed. And my point is, if the studio had a reason for making this change, then the reason existed before the change. So they should be able to tell us immediately what the reason is. So the fact that they have not told us, to me, signals something is off. Like maybe they're trying to spin it so that they can give us a reason that isn't all about, well, they just wanted more money. So of course that's why they did it. Because most of us have the feeling that that is the reason, that this is motivated by greed. And we say greed because it is a company that makes millions of dollars per week on this one game, even when we had the ability to exit and enter. So that leaves us then with, what do we do at this point? What action do we take? It seems that, one of the superstars kind of indicated, well, even if you guys say you're going to quit, people say that all the time and the numbers don't reflect that. So it's like we're not really being given any credence. Our views are dismissed. So I think that we have individually the ability to make decisions about our money and our time. For me, I'm going to continue making levels, but I also asked my community what other games I might explore, and I'm going to take a look at a few of them. And one of the most interesting to me is Best Fiends, like friends without the R. And it looks like a really fun game, so I'm going to be adventuring into that soon. If I were the kind of person who were to spend money on a freemium game, this is where I would say, no, absolutely not. I'm not spending another dime unless you guys fix it. So it's, at this point in time, an individual decision. What I recommend is that you continue to flood this and make it more than 88 pages. I know it hasn't helped yet, but, oh, well, I'm on the wrong thing. It hasn't helped yet, but that doesn't mean it won't help in the future. So we can at least try to get them to hear our voices. If you feel like you still want to buy things, that's your choice. I wouldn't recommend it, because I think that they feel that they are powerful and nothing's going to stop them, and they're showing this continuing pattern of making choices that are really, really bad for the players. And unchecked, I think they will continue to do that, and it's just going to get worse and worse, and we're not going to have that game that we loved. So my recommendation is voice your opinion and decide if you want to be supporting them financially. Regarding something planned, I'm not in a position right now where I can stage a boycott even if I wanted to, and I don't really want them to suffer financially. I want them to do what I think is the right thing and what a lot of other people think is the right thing, and to just restore this simple opportunity for us. But if there is a well-constructed boycott, I would certainly advertise it to those of you who wanted to join it. So that's my information currently. I will put a link to the King community so you can leave your response. You get to type in your response and add to those 88 pages if you wish. And I will also leave a history of all of the other videos I've made about this. I wish I had something more concrete, more promising. I can only give you the information that is available through King, and right now that is sadly not even as much as we were getting 2 weeks ago. So if this is helpful, even if it is a bit depressing, I'd ask that you consider liking and subscribing. That in turn helps me out. Certainly if you have any comments or questions, you can leave them for me, but if you complain to me, I will empathize with you completely, but there's no power I have, so try to make sure that you also complain to King when you complain to me. And as always, thank you so much for watching.